Hi everyone and welcome. Today I want to talk about something we all experience but rarely question education. Most of us have grown up thinking that education only happens in school with desks, blackboards, and exams. But if we had looked deeper, we will have realized that true education is much more than memorizing facts or passing exams. From my perspective, education should be about growth, not just grades. If we only focus on academic success, we might miss out on what really helps us become better people. I've learned some of my most important lessons outside of classroom. I have picked up emotional strength from my parents, creativity from books, and even discipline from working on personal projects. For example, I once came across a podcast about emotional intelligence, and it completely changed how I see conflict. If I had never listened to it, I would have kept reacting to people the same way. School never taught me how to manage stress, how to plan for my future, how to work on my own. There are the skills I have developed through real life challenge. So, yes, while school is important, it's not the only way to learn. So, now, let's be honest, formal education has given us tools like reading, math, and teamwork. But informal learning, that's where we'll find out who we really are. If a school had encouraged more creative thinking, students might have enjoyed the process more. Instead, many people instead many people have dropped out or burned out simply because they felt disconnect. Think about this. How many things have you actually remember from school? Now compare that to what have you learned from YouTube, from failure, or from your hobbies or personal experience. Mm, we shouldn't have to choose between but words. If we couldn't combine the structure of the school with freedom of self-learning, education will feel more human. Here's what really surprised me. After than 10 years of school, I have never been taught how to deal with anxiety, how to open a bank account, or how to work on a team. And I have never imagined in that it learned more about self-confidence through a book I found by accident than from years on school. But that's exactly what happened. If a school had included emotional education, I might have grown faster as a person. I don't I don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for what I've learned, but I think the system has left out of what truly matters. And I must confess, I had really good teachers that taught me a lot of lessons. But when I graduated from high school, I was totally lost about adult life. How to fill my CV, how interact with an interviewer in a interview job, and how deal with these tricky emotions. So school is crucial, it's important because during school you learn things like history, literature, maths, but what is about the moment I decide to learn myself, everything changed. I have watched documentaries, read articles, listened to podcasts, and reflect deeply on my own thoughts. That's how I really got into personal growth and languages. Not because a teacher told me, but because I was curious. If more people had followed their curiosity instead of just studying to pass, we'll have a generation of people who love learning. In fact, the internet has opened up so many doors for education. You can learn literally anything from coding to art to psychology without a degree. So maybe school is the starting point, but now the whole journey. Actually, you can support your learning from YouTube videos, from teachers, but I don't want to be rude or sounds like if the and as I said, I don't want to sound rude or sounds like if the school doesn't matter, but everyone must be able to recognize their own method of studies. I really believe that schools must teach about those kind of things that I say before that, such as open a bank account, how to deal with your emotions, because it's very noticeable that nowadays many adults live with lack of these values or skills, basic. I believe we need a different model of education, one that prepares students for life, not just exams. Exams are important, but if I were in charge of the school system, I'd include subjects like communication, financial literacy, emotional intelligence, and creativity. It also allows students to explore their passions earlier, not just following a rigid path. Because the truth is, we've been told that success comes from grades, but success also comes from knowing who you are and what you are capable or what are you able to do, because real life or real contexts are so different. In a school you often stay with friends, meeting with them, your teacher is very empathic with the situation, but in real life, with boss, in a work with co-workers, is different. You have to learn how to deal with those emotions. How how do the different kinds that the adult person needs to. done. So here's what I have learned. Real education is about discovering our values, passions, and our strengths. If I had believed only in grades, I would have missed everything that makes me who I am today. By but but by following my curiosity, I have grown in ways I've never expected. And to anyone listening, don't stop learning. Even if a school ends, education never does. And always read books, reach out of people, take risk, reflect, and